This is Made for More Living with Johnny Jennings, powered by eXp Realty. Online at madeformoreliving.com.
So we're in the radio studio today with Tom Daves, and something I really respect about Tom Daves is his level of action that he takes and that he does it consistently. One of the most striking examples of this is you doing 75 hard, not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 6 times. It's just absolutely phenomenal. And for those of us who don't know, you mind sharing, Tom, really briefly what 75 hard is?
75-day hard. Well, I was going through a time in my life when I was actually, overweight. I was depressed. I was bummed out, and I just didn't really feel that good about myself at all. And I heard about this guy, Andy Frisella, that had something called the 75-day hard. So for 75 days, you have to do 5 things. Number 1 is pick a diet and stick to it. Obviously, no alcohol, and has to be a good, clean, healthy diet. Number 2 is to work out twice a day, once in the morning for 45 minutes, once in the evening for 45 minutes. One of those workouts has to be outside, rain or shine, right? Number 3 is drink a gallon of water every single day. That's
not straight, not get a big old gallon and just chug it, but
right.
Throughout the day.
Throughout the day. And don't do it late at night just before you go to bed for you guys. And then number 4 is read 10 pages in a book. And then the last one is to take a photo of yourself every single day. But I think one of the most difficult things with the 75-day hard is you have to do this consistently every single day, all 5 items, or you start all over. So it's really kind of a mindset, and you just have to have the mindset that you're going to do it, and it really helps build confidence. So
that would be my question. What's your why? Why would you go through all of that? Basically like Marine boot camp. Why would you do that for 75 days straight 6 times?
Well, it was a complete 180. From the first time that I started that, when I was down and bummed out and overwhelmed, wasn't feeling that good about myself, to the very end, it really, really gave me joy. It gave me happiness. I felt good about myself. I completed something. We had an accountability group of guys that I lost weight. I lost like 30 pounds. Whoa. And I just had... I felt really good about myself and a lot of momentum, and it changed my life. I had so much energy. It was crazy.
And you already are like the Energizer Bunny. I can't imagine you with more energy. So out of those guys in that accountability group, how many of them finished the 75 hard?
So about half of them finished it.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, it's
Was
tough.
there any of those that you did you ever have to restart?
I never did have to restart.
Wow.
I set it and forget it and just did it every single day. I'm not going to lie. There's an app that you can get and you can use that a couple of days send me some reminders. I was getting ready to go to bed and I had to finish my app. Oh, I didn't read my 10 pages. So
that's helpful.
That was definitely a help.
But it's really hard. Like for those of you who have never heard about this or never done it before, I personally have never even wanted to take on the challenge because it's a time commitment.
Time is the big thing.
For 75 days, like I've just lost friends. I'm like, okay, I'll see you in 75 days. I know you have your morning, your afternoon, and you got everything in between. So, but that's kind of what it takes in real estate. A mutual friend of ours, Brent Gove, has a quote that he likes to say: "Real estate's really hard if you go at it easy, but it's really easy if you go at it hard." And so, if you're a part-time agent and this is more of a hobby for you, you're going to really struggle in real estate. But if you are diving in, like burn the boats mentality, there is no plan B, that's where we tend to find agents have more success. Tom, what are some success traits you see in agents?
Before we go to that, can you dive in deeper of why that is? Why is it hard when you go at it easy, and why is it easy when you go at it hard?
Probably the best analogy would probably be a carousel. So think about spinning a carousel, every couple minutes, and it's hard to get that thing rolling. It's hard to get that flywheel spinning. But once it's going, you just can tap it, and it'll keep going and going and going and going and going.
That makes perfect sense. I like that.
It's basically you've generated momentum at that point.
So the key is we are looking for people that are hungry, humble, coachable, and smart. They're hungry. definitely have the desire to succeed, so they're hungry. They're humble. They don't know it all. They're going to listen to you, so they're coachable, and then also so they're smart. But it's crazy because, Johnny, you and I were talking about this. You'll have a guy or a gal come into the office, and you're just like, wow, she's going to crush it. She's going to be so amazing. And then nothing happens. Yeah. And then you'll have the guy that comes in and he's just kind of all, disheveled and showing up and then all of a sudden, well, I don't think this guy's going to cut it. So there's really no rhyme or reason. The only way you can really determine is just basically by their actions, I mean, you've been to a Little League tryout where, kids come out and they look like they have two left hands and two left feet. You don't know if they're going to catch the ball or what. It's really when it gets down to the heat of the battle, if they have the ability to suit up and show up and take action to make things happen. And I think it all just comes down to taking that action. Because we have an amazing training system, the teaching, coaching, and training, and the systems and the scripts. I mean, when I first started, dang, I wish they had that type of a system.
That's what we hear all the time. Agents that have been in the industry, 12 months, 14 months, years even, they're like, man, I wish I would have found you so much sooner. I wouldn't have had so much credit card debt. I wouldn't have struggled for so long because it's just a plug-and-play system that we really have.
Can I ask a question coming from an outsider who's not in the industry?
Sure.
What is the future of real estate? Because we see and hear a lot of different competition when it comes to technology. Is there a future when it comes to real estate agents?
Sure, yeah. So here's the thing. Are you familiar with the term the last mile?
Sure.
So the last mile, for those of you who haven't heard of it, it's the last mile. It's a logistical term. It's how it's typically used. And it's easier to get something from manufactured in China and to a shipping warehouse, like all the way across the globe in the United States. It's easier to do that, to make the product, to ship it and get it to the U.S., than it is to get it from the shipping warehouse to the person's door. That last mile is where the real estate agent comes in. And so a story that I've told before is I was on a listing appointment, and I show up. It's out in the middle of nowhere, and the husband's like, "Hey, let's hop in the car, and I'm going to tour you around this property." It was a piece of rural property. We get in. He's drinking his Michelob Ultra. He's drinking his Michelob Ultra, and we're going around, and we almost end up rolling the Jeep. And that's not something that technology, that AI can replace. Me driving out, meeting with him, touring the property in person, having conversations with them and strategizing with them in person, those are things that you can't, that the technology is not there just yet.
So you're saying in the foreseeable future and even into the distant future, that's still going to be a need. People are still going to want that personal touch, and they won't be satisfied with any type of AI setup or service.
Absolutely. Real estate, to buy a home or to sell a home, it's an extremely complex, emotional, and complicated scenario. And it really takes an expert to really take the time to identify the buyer or the sellers, find out their needs, and then really help those needs so they can reach their goal.
And what people are wanting more than anything is they want to know that they have somebody they can reach out to. They don't want to have to dial a company and have to hit 1 for English, 2 for Spanish, and
Isn't
work
that
your way
funny
through.
that we're still doing that? I had
crazy.
to call up some kind of medical issue. I still had to sit on the phone for 45 minutes, pressing 1, 3. I can't believe we're still at that.
Yeah, but people want that white glove concierge service where it's, hey, here's my real estate agent. When I call them, they answer the phone, and when I call them, I get answers. And that's just that they haven't. Technology can't do that. So when you think about, hey, my financial advisor, well, shoot, why don't we just automate that? Even a lot of travel agencies are coming back because people are wanting to, hey, contact them, and now they're using technology to their advantage. They're getting better deals, but there's still that personal contact where when you're in an airport and your flight's been canceled and your 2-year-old's crying and you don't know what you're going to do, you can pick up the phone and call somebody. So does that answer the question?
Sure, makes perfect sense.
Yeah. So, Tom, you got your wallet out. What were you calling it, Matt?
It's the George Costanza wallet from Seinfeld, where he's got his change, his candy, but you have something even more important in your wallet.
Well, I have my goals. I learned a long time ago that if you have a goal, you have only about a 40 to a 50% chance of achieving it. If you write that goal down it doubles. But if you write it down and have someone that is an accountability partner, it increases it to a 90 to a 95% chance.
Wow.
So you've written it down in pen on a 3x5 card and folded it, and you have it in your wallet.
I have it in my wallet. I have it all over. I have it in the office. I have it at home.
How often do you update it?
I update it once a month.
Okay.
So today's May 1st. It's time to update it. So, and it just basically starts with the high level, serve God, health, family, friends, fun, and my business. And I have, goals like my health goal, be 185 pounds by June 3rd. And enjoy, by biking, golfing, skiing, hanging out with family, and, going to our cabin, Tahoe, Hawaii. And then I have some monetary and some income goals and some financial goals, but it really helps me, and I have a great accountability partner. We have a daily text every single morning, just different activities that we're going to complete each day. And it really helps. It makes the difference. One thing that I added is by the end of each day to write down my major accomplishment for the day.
That's
and
strong.
I've done that for a month now, and just to look back over April, because what's that saying, that you achieve far less than what you think you will in 2 years, but for more than, help me out with that.
Yeah, then far more than what you'll accomplish in like 10 or something
10
like
years,
that.
yeah. So by looking back every month at the accomplishments that I've achieved each day and each month, it's kind of cool, because a lot of times you think, man, I'm just spinning my wheels, but it's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Well, you're an inspiration, Tom.
Yeah.
You've done great. A lot of wealth of information to get from you, buddy.
So thank you so much for coming on this show. Team, if you want to reach out to Tom, just go to madeformoreliving.com. We'll get you connected with him. If you are looking to buy or sell, or if you're an agent looking to get in the industry, we're happy to make that introduction and get your career launched. See you next week.
Hey, don't leave today without getting an offer on your home, no matter what kind of condition it's in, no matter what kind of repairs it needs. Go to made4living.com. Find out what kind of offers you would get, the low and high end, or how much you would get if you wanted a cash offer today. Again, the website is made4living.com.